Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for your time today in joining me for this lecture. In this lecture, we'll be looking at left outer join. So you will learn what a left outer join is and also how to create a left outer join. What is a left outer join? A left outer join allows you to return all the rows or records in one table, which is usually the left table, regardless of whether there are match in the other table. So with a left outer join, you can return all the rows from one table, which is usually the left table, regardless if there is a match in the other table. We are going to create a left outer join. I have got my management studio open, and on the left here is a list of items. If I click on the databases item, I'm going to be using the AdventureWorks 2014 databases. And the table I'm going to use belongs to the production schema. So there are several schemas in this database. I'm going to be using the production schema, and I'm going to be using two tables here. I'm going to be using the products table, which is production.products, which is this one. I'm going to be using this table, and I'm also going to be using the production.product review table. Notice the schema name comes first and then the table name. So these are the two tables I'm going to use for the left outer join. When you write your queries, always make sure you've got the right database selected. At the moment, it's not showing for me as the right database. It's got the master. So all I need to do is click on the drop down and select AdventureWorks 2014, so that any query I write in this window will execute against this selected database here. There is another way you can specify to use the database you have specified in the query window. So you can disregard what's there if you like, and just type in the keyword use, followed by the name of the database. You see this is IntelliSense. It gives you a list of suggested databases. I just click on that. So I can specify to use this, and this will use whatever database I've specified here, regardless of what's determined there. So if you're prone to changing this, you might be better off using the use command, which forces you to use the database you have specified in the query window. So before I begin to specify the column names, let's look at the table so that I can pick out the columns I want to use. So this is the product table. So if I pick out the columns here, expand that, I am going to use a column name from this table. And then if I go on to the other table, which is the product review table, expand that, I'm going to use the product review ID. So I'm going to use the product review ID, which is this one, not this here, which is the primary key, and use the comment. So I'm going to pick two columns from the product review table and pick one column from the product table, which is the name. Okay, once on line 1 here, I have specified the database to use. On line 2, I've specified the go command. What the go does is just signals for me to proceed now that I've selected the database. And then on line 3, I can begin my query. So I begin with a select keyword, select, and I'm going to select an alias name for my table. So I'll go p dot name and then a comma to separate the column names. And I'm going to use an alias for the other table, table and schema. So I'll do PR is the schema dot product review ID, and then comma. I'm going to specify another column from this product review table. Do a PR. I'll make it lowercase, PR dot comments. Okay, these are all got squiggly bits underneath because I have, although I've specified the alias, I have not defined it. The alias is usually defined in the from clause. Okay, so I'll be defining that now. So this is where you define the table aliases from. So here I specify the name of the table with the schema first, which is production. Production is the name of the schema. I've got suggestion here. I've already put it there. And then a period, and then the name of the table. So it gives me a suggested column name. So this is the table I want. So and then I now specify the alias. So this is where I specify the alias. So I've now specified the alias P here in the from field that I've used in the select keyword here on line 3. If you notice, the red squiggly lines have disappeared from under this one because I have defined the alias now. If you notice, they have still got these ones here because I have not defined the alias for these, even though I have specified it. So I've been doing that in the left outer join. So on line 5, I will now specify the left outer join. So I'll now type in left outer join. Okay, this is where I now specify the name of the second table that I will be using for the outer join, and this is where I'll specify the alias. So I'll now type in production. So it's giving me an idea there. Production dot product review. So I've got lists of ideas here. This is the one I want. I'll pick that. So I've defined the second table. Now I need to specify the alias, which is PR. Okay, so I've now specified the alias. If you notice, the squiggly lines have disappeared now because I have now specified the alias there. So now I specified the table I want to do the outer join on, which is the product review table. Okay, then I need to specify the columns from the tables. So now that I've specified the alias, I'll use p dot product ID, which is this one. That's what I want to use. Okay, equals to PR dot product ID. I'll do semicolon. That's the end of my statement, and then the final go to show that I have finished my statement. So this is the left outer join query I have specified. Okay, in a left outer join, you need to determine which table is the left table, because that's the table that will return all the rows. So the left outer join table is usually defined in the from field here. So in this case, the product table here will be the left table. All right, so the product is the left table because I've defined it in the from clause, and the product review table here is what we're doing the join with. All right. And the columns here, you've got the product ID column equals to the product ID column from the other table. So product ID from one table equals to product ID from the other table. So let's execute this query and see what we get. I click execute and this is what we get. All right, we've got lots of null values, but this is it. Let me just scroll around and see. All right, so this is what we get. All right, so this is the output. As you can see, the left outer join has returned all the rows from the first table, which is the left table. So the production table only has one table, which is one column, which is a name. So it's returned all the name from that table, and it will return anything that matches the other tables, the columns from the other table. Whereby there is no match, it returns a null value. Null means empty. That means there's nothing matching. So wherever you see all these null values, it means there is no match with this name column here. So all the values from the product review column, the comments column are all returned as null because none of them match the rows returned by the name column. In this lecture, we learned what the left outer join is. We also created a left outer join. Thank you so much for your time. As always, please let me know if you've got any questions whatsoever. I'll be more than happy to help. Take care and bye for now.